Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. Again, my name is Chad Cook, for those of you guys that don't know me. And the reason why I'm jumping on cam for you guys real quick is because I want to share a story with you guys. Maybe you can relate, maybe you can't. Everybody, we all live different lives. I get it. But guys, my story is going to be very comparable to someone with mixed family, with a large family, living in small homes. Guys, it's tough, man, believe me. And the only reason why I'm able to share this story is because by the grace of God, that story is accomplished. That story is finished. And you'll never, ever see me talk about my story while I'm in it. And that would be the first suggestion I'd give to you guys too, is don't talk about the negative and don't talk about, what you're going through. You know, what really helped me, guys, overcome this, to be honest with you, well, it's a various of things that help me overcome it. Okay. But I'm just going to get to the point, be real, be transparent with you guys, just so you know exactly who Chad Cook is. Okay. Now, I have a background, everybody knows I have a background with hip hop, I have a background with music, I have a background of MMA. And me of all people, who would have thunk that I would have been owning my own business working from home, right? Who would have thought? Well, guys, I'm gonna go back probably about 5 years ago, and this is during the time that I was building my home-based business. All right. Now, we started out. My wife, which is my wife now, but at the time she was my best friend. We were best friend. My wife and I were best friends about 10 years before we decided to get married. She was going through some personal things. I was going through some personal things. We lived in two different cities, and we prayed every day that we would, be physically together. Well, that day came, and it's been a long road since, guys. When we first got together, we had no choice but to move into a homeless shelter. Now, am I embarrassed? No, I'm not embarrassed, guys, because this is me. This is the real deal. And we stayed at that homeless shelter for about 4 months. Now, don't get me wrong, I was grinding my tail off, man. I was doing whatever it freaking took. Um, and I got us out of there, guys. It took me about 4 months, but I got my wife, which again at that time she wasn't my wife. She had her children. Keep in mind, she had 5 children of her own. And want you to give you a mental image. Picture yourself in a room that's probably 8 by 10 with 5 children and 2 adults living in there. Okay. Now, this homeless shelter had certain rules. You can't leave past 7 o'clock. You have to attend to all these meetings, even if it didn't relate to you whatsoever. Um, it was crazy. I've never in my life been in that situation, and it was tough, man. It was really tough. Now, keep in mind that I was in the process of building a home-based business, guys, and the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because you might be in a similar position, not necessarily in a shelter, homeless shelter, but you might be in a situation where you have a large family and it's hard to concentrate. Well, I'm going to talk about that in just a second and show you how I overcame it. Well, continuing where I left off with the homeless shelter, guys, we ran into a predicament where the rules on this particular meeting was going to jeopardize income about to be made. Now, my job requirements was a little different, in which the director of the board did not seem to understand that just because I worked from my phone doesn't mean that it's not a job and that I wasn't disciplined and took my business serious. Okay. Well, he was expecting me to end my business transaction to attend to this meeting, in which didn't have any relevance to me, my family, or anything. I respected the fact of what the meeting was about, and I assured him that it was beneficial for those that need it. However, it didn't apply to me or my family. And so we unfortunately we had to part ways, and it put my family and I, keep in mind, 5 stepchildren and my now wife, into a hotel room. Well, of course, I had to hustle daily, in order to make sure that the board was paid. And of course, we had to provide food. And you guys know where I'm going with this. Just think about that just for a second, okay? Along the way, a lot of obstacles came, guys. Engine seized in our only transportation that we had. Therefore, we had no transportation. We were walking everywhere or taking the bus in blazing Florida weather. It was tough, man. And the mental capacity just was almost overwhelming. And we almost had a breakthrough, and keep in mind, during this entire process, guys, I was in the process of building my home-based business. And we ended up staying in this efficiency. Okay, it's where you pay weekly instead of daily, which was an upgrade to our life because I was so used to getting out there on these streets and hustling legally, of course, to making sure that the board was taken care of, that everybody was provided for. Well, after we thought we was coming up a little bit, we hit another obstacle, which wasn't our fault. It was someone else. I'm not going to get into detail because I'm not trying to drag this video out, but it forced us to end up having to vacate this efficiency that we lived in as well. So here we are, back to square one. All that hard work, all that grinding, all that hustling just went out the window. And we were almost homeless again, guys. And, all I can think that night is honestly, I just kept praying and praying and praying to God for something to open up. We had no money, no transportation. Every bit of money that I hustled for had to go towards living expense. And, down here in Florida, guys, for a weekly efficiency, you're looking to pay anywhere from $250 to $350 a week. And do the math on that on a month. You know what I mean? And we was in a situation where we can afford that monthly because I was willing to do whatever it freaking took to make sure. And by the grace of God, he used my abilities to make that happen. And I'm so thankful for that. However, I made this one phone call. I had 24 hours. Now, the owner of this hotel efficiency knew me well because I did network with him, and he got to know me as a person, thank God. And but due to the policies and circumstances, we had to go because of a particular situation that occurred. Well, I had 24 hours. He granted me 24 hours to get me and my family moved out. Well, in that 24 hours, guys, I had to look for a home for my family and I and her children. And it was tough, man. You want to talk about pressure. That was some pressure for you. Well, by the grace of God, in that 24 hours, I was able to meet with someone. And that someone was awesome person, man. They gave us the benefit of the doubt. They let us work in payments and increments to pay off to actually get our foot into this apartment. Well, we lived in this apartment, guys. When I say tiny apartment, not only did we not live in a good area, guys, it was a pretty rough area, a kind of area where you don't want your children out there playing, if you know what I mean. And from that, picture yourself on your laptop trying to do business, trying to build your business in a very tiny apartment with 5 children and an adult in the house or in the apartment. Picture that just for a second, guys. It was tough. Well, still continuing, not stopping, man. I just kept pushing and kept pushing and kept fighting. Finally, a breakthrough happened, guys. All that hard work has paid off. Now, the reason why I want to share that story with you guys is because you might be in a situation that maybe you're too embarrassed to admit out there to the public. Maybe you don't want to even think of the situation that you're in. I don't know, but whatever it is, maybe you can relate with this, guys. But if I can do this, I know for a fact you can. Every one of us has the power and the ability to make whatever happen, guys. It was tough, man. It was tough. I'm gonna be real, man. There's so many nights that I've slammed chairs against walls. There's been nights where I put my fist through walls. There's been nights that I've, threw everything off my desk and almost gave up, man. And thinking that I almost for a split second almost doubted myself. And then something clicked in me, man. Something just kept telling me, Chad, keep pushing, keep fighting, one round at a time. For some reason, when I used to do MMA and boxing, my sensei used to tell me, one punch at a time, one bell at a time, one round at a time. And that just kept flashing inside of me. So I would punch one at a time. I would go every single day, one at a time, trying to put my plan together, trying to visualize in full HD clarity exactly what I wanted. And you know what the funny thing about that was? Is the more clarity I had in my vision, the more vitality I had in my action. It allowed me to narrow down these steps and eliminate all these distractions that was going on around me. I mean, rent due here, water bill due here, electric here, food, all this crap that just kept just distorting my vision. Suddenly, I started having a clear intention, guys. And that's what led me to my breakthrough. You understand what I'm saying? The more clear my steps became, the more I was able to execute on my goals and on my game plan. And now we have our own house today. I mean, we've had it for a little bit, but the point is, guys, is don't ever give up, man. Don't ever think about giving up or quitting. If you're in this industry and you're sincerely wanting to build a home-based business, guys, you can. If you don't have money, you don't need money to start a home-based business. You don't need you don't need your credit card. You don't need monthly. You don't need more bills, guys. You're wanting to work from home, whether you want to work from home without having extra bills. And guys, all it takes is a decision. You have to justify for the fact instead of justifying your excuses, justify your actions, man. And that's what's going to get you to where you need to be, regardless of what you want to do in life or regardless which business you're involved in. It doesn't make a difference to me, man. The point is you can do it if you're committed enough. I don't know how important your family is to you, but my family was very well important to me, man. I mean, guys, you don't understand the determination that I had and the breakdowns and the cries and everything at night that I had to go through, man. And I'm just letting you know that don't give up because you're a decision away from changing your life. And all you have to do is just keep going and pushing and do whatever it freaking takes, man. Who cares about the challenges and who cares about what's due and who cares if you're sitting in the dark, man? It doesn't matter. What matters is how are you able to build your future if you're distracted with all these current obstacles today? Eliminate it, man, and push through and work through those obstacles, even if you have to go around them or go through them. It doesn't matter. The point is, guys, is you have the power and the ability. Say a quick prayer and do whatever it freaking takes, however long it takes, guys. And I promise, you will reach your goals. Just calculate the steps in a strategic way. If one way doesn't work, so be it, man. Keep flipping, keep trying, keep tweaking. Because that's how this industry is anyway. It's all about tweaking, tweak, and tweak to see what works. Once you find what works, push through and do whatever it freaking takes to make things work in the end. Hope that helps, guys. That's just a little bit of my story. Hopefully it kind of resonated with a couple of you guys. You don't have to share this. I'm not asking for, sympathy, guys. I'm not asking for any of that. All I'm asking is for you to just make a decision to change your life. That's it, guys. That's my return on investment for donating my time to share my story with you, and that's my reward. Change your life, man, and you're only a decision away from making that happen, guys. So, again, I'm Chad Cook. I appreciate you coming by, guys. If you have any questions in regards to starting your own, very own, home-based business, that will give you results. Now, let me clarify something. There's not a business out there. Now, guys, I've been doing this for a long, long time. I'm not the expert. I'm not a master. I never will claim to be because I'm learning every day just like you are. But I do know a couple of things, guys, and I do know that if you don't work, neither will your business, no matter which business that you're in, guys. You got to bust your tail off, man. You got to put in the work. You got to do your homework. You got to figure stuff out, man. But at the other hand, you could have someone to help you along the way. And if you want to choose me to help you along the way, great. I'd be honored. I'd be happy to serve you. But there's a lot of leaders out there. You just got to find the one that resonates with you on a personable level. Someone that you can relate with. Someone that's willing to be real and transparent with you. And really kind of show you the ropes and pull you under their wing and help you so we can eliminate some of this red tape. Now, I'm not saying having a mentor or a coach is going to eliminate every bit of obstacle that you have. You're going to run into them, baby, believe me. But embrace those challenges because those challenges is what's going to shape and mold and develop you into a leader that you're going to become. I promise you. You just got to tough it up sometimes, man. Other than that, if you do need a home-based business and you don't have money, you don't need money. I will be more than happy to show you a way that you can generate every single week income without having to spend a freaking dime out of your pocket. If you want more info on that, I'll give it to you. No big deal. I'm not here to talk about opportunities. I'm here to talk about your breakthrough that's on its way, and you're only a decision away from making it happen, guys. I'm getting out of here. I appreciate your time so much. God bless each and every single one of you. I hope you do make it, man. I really do, for you and your family. I'll see you at the top, guys, because it's getting way too crowded at the bottom. Take care. See you in the next one.